YouTube, how's it going? It's Brandon Swims, and today what I'm doing is I'm going to bring you my review of Solo. I'm going to keep this kind of short. I'm going to try to keep it under 10 minutes, but I'm still going to give enough information where you, if you want to go see the movie, that I'm not going to give anything away, major plot-wise, or ruin anything for you as a Star Wars fan or somebody that wants to go see the movie. So I just want to kind of step right into this and say that the movie was very well casted. I think that Han Solo was casted well. I think that Lando was casted well. And those are the two major roles that people know. But then you also have Woody Harrelson and Emilia Clarke in it. And the characters that they play are phenomenal characters. There's a lot of story there, and they're involved a lot throughout the movie. And then the guy that plays Vision in the Avengers movies, Paul Beatty, he actually plays somebody in this movie, and he does a very, very good job of playing this role. And I was highly impressed with this movie overall. I thought it was a very well done movie. I thought it was honestly better than The Last Jedi. I really liked this movie compared to The Last Jedi. I saw The Last Jedi twice. I enjoyed the film. But I definitely enjoyed this movie a lot more. This movie was really, really good. It's 135 minutes long, so it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes long. But it keeps you entertained. You know, you don't feel bored throughout the movie, in my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, so if you've seen it and you thought you got bored during some parts, that's fine. But to me, I felt like I was entertained and I was on the edge of my seat a lot of the time. Like, oh, okay, this is really cool. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? So to definitely see somebody play Han Solo that isn't Harrison Ford, it's weird, but I think it was very well done. A lot of people, there was backlash in reviews about how he played Han Solo, and I think part of that is because people are used to, oh, Harrison Ford is Han Solo, don't replace him with so-and-so. And so when he got his role replayed as a younger version of him, I think that, you know, you can't put Harrison Ford in there because obviously of his age now, but I think that the actor that played Han Solo stepped into that role and did a very, very good job of it. Another role that I thought was done really, really well was Lando, who was played by Donald Glover. I love Donald Glover. I love his stand-up that he's done. I love him in Community. I love his music that he does as Childish Gambino. I think overall he's a very talented person. And I really enjoy everything he does. So it was no surprise to me to see how well of a character he played in this. So he plays Lando, like I said, and we kind of get to meet Lando and see some of Lando's backstory a little bit too. Not a whole lot. Like I said, it's a Han Solo movie. But you get to know Lando a little bit more than we know him in the older Star Wars movies, the 4, 5, and 6, the originals. So you get to know Lando, and you kind of get to know how Han and Lando met and how they started working together. So that's really cool to me because we see two actors that their roles have already been portrayed on screen be re-portrayed by two different people, and I think that the two people that stepped into those roles did a very, very good job playing those. So throughout the 2 hours and 15 minutes, rather, not 2 hours and 30 minutes of this movie, I think that it keeps you very entertained, and it shows you, okay, this is where Han Solo got this is where he got this. One of the more interesting things to me was to see how they casted a villain for this, and you know, I didn't think there would be like a major antagonist in this, but there turns out that there is, and I think that the antagonist that's played by Paul Beatty is very well done. And overall, during this movie, there's things that tie into the prequels and into the original trilogy. So it's really cool to see that because since the prequels came out and we've had 7 and 8 come out of the Star Wars series, there's also been the Clone Wars series and Rebels. And there's some ties to things that happen in there that happen in Clone Wars and Rebels. So if you've seen that, you'll pick up on it. But if not, you know, you can kind of watch like a YouTube video that says, oh, okay, this happened in Solo, and here's where this ties in. This is where this ties in. So one of the things that I thought was cool is this story kind of fills in the little gap of, you know, we see Han in 4, 5, and 6, but we never see him in 1, 2, and 3. Like the Phantom Menace, the Clone Wars, and the Revenge of the Sith. So this kind of puts Han into the prequel storyline, so you kind of get to see where Han was at that time. And I thought that was amazing. Just because it's like, okay, Han Solo's been around for all these years, but what was he doing? And this kind of answers some of those questions. So I think that was very well done, and it answered a lot of questions that I had personally about, okay, when does this story take place? And there's certain events that kind of happen throughout. It's like, oh, okay, this is where they're at. They're mentioning this. Okay, this is where this fits in. This is where this fits in. That's who that is. That's who this is. So I thought that was very well done, and I enjoyed the film because of that. It fills in a gap for me where I know now from one movie what Han Solo was doing during the kind of Clone Wars era. You know, what was he doing? Was a question I had previously, because we see him in the original trilogy, and then we see him in The Force Awakens. And so to see him come back in time with a different person playing him and get kind of a different backstory, well, not a different backstory, but a backstory from this was very impressive to me. And I think that the next 2 movies that they do could be really successful, or they could be really bad. If they're like this one, they're going to be very successful. And I think that the Star Wars franchise may have a future doing movies individually about characters instead of continuing the story that we have. I think that once 9 comes out, 9's probably going to be the last, should it be the last one of the Star Wars storyline. 1 through 9, I think, is enough. But I doubt that it will be, because Star Wars is a big moneymaker. But I really liked it. Some cons were there's some forced humor in there, but it's not as much as like a Marvel movie is. Marvel was very, very forced humor a lot of the times. So this kind of kept you interested, and there was like, oh, a ha-ha joke there, or one that was like, you kind of, I hate to use the word cringe, but you cringed a little bit. But overall, like I said, I think it was a great film. If I had to rate it out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. I don't think it was a 10 out of 10 movie, but I definitely think it was a great movie. And I think that the future of this series is very bright. And I will probably buy this one on DVD or Blu-ray, probably digitally, actually, when it comes out, so I can watch it again, or I may go watch it again sometime this week. But if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, leave them down in the comments section. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more reviews, let me know, and let me know what you want me to review, and I'll look into it and let you guys know. Until the next video, guys. Bye.